I got the St. Kilda Saints here, the Aussie rules footy team.
There it is. Okay. See, there you go. I knew you would come through. All right. Cool.
Here's me.
By the way, we're like, it's been like 4 minutes. We started recording. We haven't even done my intro yet, and we haven't even started. So let's just.
You're the one who brought the two of us on here together.
I know this is bad.
Just cut. You can keep everything except the stuff where we talk about Eric. Just cut that part out.
Yeah,
You know what I'm going to do?
Even this part of me saying we cut out stuff about Eric.
I should put that in the intro and just leave it there. And then Eric is like, "Why are they talking about me?"
That should just be the intro.
I know that. You know what? That is the intro. So
okay, let's go.
Welcome everybody to the DHE podcast, Dad Hat Chronicles podcast. My name is Ed, also known as the Dad Head, and with me I got my two good friends, if you guys already know, Kelly of the Minor League Nerd, and then Paul. What is your podcast again? No one knows about it.
We like to call it baseball by design. It's kind of a double entendre because by design means intentionally, but it also means graphic design. So it's a little bit of a double entendre with the old baseball by design.
Well, of course, Paul would never do something simple.
The Thinking Man's podcast.
I know, right?
Right.
It starts with the name.
I know. Great. Awesome.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right, guys. So the reason why we are here, obviously, as you guys already hear from what we've been talking about, we are talking about Zebulon, North Carolina, right? So there was a team announced that it is going to be primarily all Australian baseball players, right? It's a collegiate team going to be playing in the Coastal Plains League. I'm very excited for that. They are going to be playing where the Mudcats used to play, which is interesting, right? We'll get into that here in a little bit, but I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the history of Zebulon in baseball, the Mudcats, all that fun stuff. And then obviously we brought in Paul here for comedic purposes only.
What about grammatic pedantry? Can I also be in charge of pedantry?
You know what? Absolutely, 100%. Because I know where you're going with this, so we're gonna go and we're gonna let it be.
It's the Coastal Plain League. There's no S on the end of plains. The Coastal.
Here we go.
Plain
See, this is
League.
what. See,
I was going to say something, but I didn't want to come off like
Coastal Plain League. Okay, sorry,
Coastal
boys and
Plain
girls.
League. Kelly didn't want to be a pedant, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah, well, yeah, see, and then we're gonna spend some time together. This is some BS.
Right.
This is what it is. Okay, and then we're gonna talk about the new team, right? Obviously, we're gonna have the new name. We're gonna talk about the design and all that fun stuff, and that's why, honestly, really why we have Paul here for that. So, guys, let's get started. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about our history, Kelly, about Zebulon in baseball. Tell me, give me some history, my friend.
So they've only had the city itself has only ever had the one team, the Carolina Mudcats. But the team didn't start in Zebulon. They moved there, and they can actually be traced all the way back to 1962, where they played in the South Atlantic League, which rebranded in 1964 as what we know today, the Southern League. So the team actually began in Savannah, Georgia, because that they started there in 62, but they had a little problem in Savannah. There was a problem with there was an NAACP boycott against the South Atlantic League, specifically focusing in on Savannah due to segregated ballpark. So the team wasn't drawing as well as other Savannah teams had, so they actually ended up moving to City Stadium in Lynchburg for the last 10 home games of the season. If you look up today, like if you look up the standings for the 1962 South Atlantic League, it's usually listed as the Savannah/Lynchburg White Sox, but they continue to play as the Savannah White Sox in Lynchburg.
Okay.
And the team, they stayed. They didn't go back to Savannah or move anywhere else. They stayed in Lynchburg. And then Savannah actually didn't get another professional team until 1968.
Oh, wow.
So it took a few years, and it probably had to do with the ballpark being segregated. I didn't look into that far because we're not talking about Savannah. But as I mentioned, in 64, the South Atlantic League rebranded as the Southern League, starting fresh records like dropping all the old history, starting basically a brand new league. The Lynchburg White Sox were founding members, and they played there for 2 seasons, 64 and 65. After the 65 season, they moved to Evansville, Indiana, where they continued using Paul's favorite, their parent club name. They were the Evansville White Sox.
He loves that, doesn't he?
And then after those 3 seasons, they moved to Columbus, Georgia. They went back south because it's kind of insane to have Evansville when everyone else is much further south. And they played as the Columbus White Sox for 1 season. And then they switched affiliations. They actually switched over to the Houston Astros and played as the Columbus Astros.
What?
From 1970 to 1988. Didn't work on getting a new name.
So for 18 years.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And then in 1988, a guy named Steve Bryant bought the team. And quoting him here, he wanted to bring in a more local name that fits with the area.
Yeah.
So he held to name the team. They worked on naming a team. They held a contest, and they decided on the Columbus Mudcats.
If I get one more text message from Paul right now, I might just lose my shit. I just want you to know that.
I just want, because the listeners are shouting.
19 years, guys. 19
years. 1970 to 1988 is
19 years. I'm sorry, Kelly. I'm sorry.
It's gonna be that episode, isn't it?
It is that episode.
So I actually have a quote here about what Steve Bryant on the Mudcats name. He's saying, some people will say it's a silly name. People either love the name or hate it. There will be no middle. There'll be little middle ground, but they are talking about it.
I mean, he wasn't wrong.
Well, not at all. Here we are. What? Almost 40 years.
I'm not giving you how many years later. I'm not giving you how many years.
Almost 40 years later. The name actually was submitted by a guy who worked for the Columbus Ledger Inquirer, the local paper. And his were saying on it, or what he said about it, was some people might think of it as a. Some people might not think of it as a dignified name, but heck, what's dignity got to do with it? Baseball is supposed to be fun.
Again, not wrong.
But I did find in the article what the other possible choices were.
Now I'm intrigued.
For the team, besides Mudcats. They were the Cannons, the Colonels, the Crush, the Explorers, the Pride, the River Rats, and the Scramble Dogs.
Scrambled Dogs. This is my favorite. I love this one so much.
Apparently, Scramble Dogs is like a local dish. And
hot dogs? May I? Kelly, you mind if this is because we're delving into my area of expertise here.
Yeah, I'd say I know you were there last year, and
we were there last year, but I also I wrote a story for sportslogos.net for my story behind the nickname series, and I stumbled across the whole Scrambled Dogs thing when I was writing that.
Such a good name.
It was found. It was a delicacy found in a drugstore in Columbus. Scrambled Dogs refers to hot dogs chopped up into coleslaw with onions, pickles, beans, and oyster crackers.
Never mind.
How great is that? I'm hungry right now. We're recording at dinner time right now, and so
for you,
it's true. Here in the fake mountain time zone, it is
exactly
dinner time. Scrambled Dogs, though, I don't know about for a team name, because that's a very specific definition of a scrambled dog, but as a food item, sign me up. I'm ready.
Yeah, it's funny because in the article it mentions how he was too hyper local, and he wanted people around the country to be able to understand it, and so Scrambled Dogs is like, that won't work. I don't know. He might have been thinking about merch. It was brought up in the article because it's from January of '89, but that was probably somewhere in the back of his head.
I mean, honestly, with today's minor league, I think it probably would have fit just fine.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny. I mentioned it to Christina when I was researching this, and she's like, that sounds like something that would actually probably be thought of now.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah, it would absolutely be an alternate identity now.
Yeah.
Kelly, I don't want to steal any thunder of yours.
There he goes again.
Are you going to talk about the designer of the logo and the creation of the logo? Because I can back off if you are.
That I was not. I figured that would be something you would talk about.
Okay, all right, I can talk about it, but I'll wait my turn.
Are you sure?
I don't know. I could interject now. I don't know. Do we have like a
No, there is no. You can go ahead and interject, my friend, please.
That logo, the Mudcats logo, was created by an artist for the local paper in Columbus, a guy named Frank Harrod, who got $500 for creating that logo. Went on to be incredibly successful for decades. Like the amount of stuff they sold using that logo, you know, designers nowadays are getting tens of thousands of dollars for creating these logos, and Frank Harrod got $500.
Can I ask you a question? And I know, and I think I have the book for this. Didn't he win this, like the original, like win this, like, or like something like that during a poker game?
The owner of the team, this guy, last name was Bryant. What was his name?
Steve Bryant.
Steve Bryant. Right. And you said that already. I'm sorry, Kelly. When he bought the team, the quote he gave me for this story was, "I bought it from 4 doctors in Columbus, Georgia on a Saturday night. They pulled out a 5th of Jack Daniels on the negotiating table, and at the end of the night, I bought a baseball team." He had never been to a game before, and
That's what I thought.
yeah, and then like the next day he went. It was like a hot Sunday afternoon in like friggin' August, and he went to this game, and like the stands are, you know, like there's just a scattering of people, and he tells a story about how like there was a foul ball hit into an empty section of stands, and people just like looked and just left it. They were like, "We can't, like it's too hot." And he's like, "Oh God, what have I done?"
I'm not doing this. I'm automatically regretting this.
Yeah. This story of him buying this is just so funny.
And that's what I thought, you know, because I remember the story on it. So thank you very much, Paul, for giving us that information.
I'm happy to be here with this. This is honestly, like, this is one of my favorite stories, the Mudcats story, and it's one of the reasons I'm so sad to see it go, because I know we're going to get to the Wilson Warbirds. That logo is like the name is terrible, but the logo is worse. Like it's a genuinely bad logo that's poorly designed somehow by professional designers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And this was done by a design team.
Right? It's done by a design firm. Yeah. Not a firm that does a ton of work in minor league baseball, but like, holy smokes, I don't know like where this design firm is based, but I hope that they invent letter spacing there someday, because it's it's a valuable tool in designing logos.
I think I read it. I think it was in Milwaukee.
It's in Milwaukee. Yeah, it's in Milwaukee because that's where the Brewers are, and that's a Brewers affiliate, right?
I will hold my opinions until we talk about it.
Okay. All right.
I got
just saying you could park a car between that L and the S of Wilson is all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I never thought that I was going to say this, but you know, it's Christmas all around with that uniform. Jesus. Anyways, all right. Continuing with the history, my friend.
So Bryant decided to move the team, and when he did, he was looking around. He wanted to make sure he went to an area where there was no chance for like major league or minor league competition.
Okay.
So that's when he settled on Zebulon, because at the time, there was nothing there.
Still nothing there.
Yeah. It's like, there was even less back then. He chose Zebulon because it was close to Raleigh, but also outside the territorial rights of the Durham Bulls and any other teams. Gotcha. They tried to build the park quickly because they didn't have much time to do it, and they went for metal seating originally rather than the traditional concrete, which was eventually replaced.
Okay,
they went and replaced that.
So they couldn't play the game during the day at all.
No, God, no. Yeah, I mean, we
imagine just roasting in that thing.
I was surprised that, we're not surprised that, but when you did the talking to the guy from the team about it and about how he was talking about how we're not going to do day games. I just keep thinking back to the 24 meetup when Donnie went up there just to experience it and came down and was just like drenched in sweat.
He was just cooked. The cool thing is that they're removing those benches by the third base side because no one wants to sit over that thing. There's nothing over there. There's no air. There's no shades. Nothing. Is and I congratulate them on actually doing something like that.
So there's actually a tie to Wilson with this team because the 5-county stadium actually wasn't ready when they got there. So they actually played at Fleming Stadium in Wilson for like the first 2 months. They didn't play in 5-county stadium until July 3rd, where they drew a standing room only crowd of 7,333.
That's a lot, let me tell you.
Winning the game 6-1.
Oh.
So it was a night game. I'm sure it was a night game. It didn't say for sure, but I'm sure it was a night game. But then Quint Studer ended up buying the team. Quint ended up moving the team to Pensacola. He's also the guy who's running the Beloit Sky Carp. So he bought the team in 2010, but they didn't actually move to Pensacola until 2012. But as part of his agreement with buying the team, he and his wife helped Steve Bryant purchase the Kinston Indians of the Carolina League.
Mm-hmm.
That way Zebulon would get a team as soon as they left. So once the Blue Wahoos came about in 2012, Zebulon had a team still, once again using the Mudcats name. And then that's the team. They moved there in 2011. The team actually started in Kinston in 1978 as the Kinston Eagles. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Oh.
Then they played as the Kinston Blue Jays. And then in 87, they became the Kinston Indians, using that until 2011. And then so that brings us up to the team that existed all the way through last season.
I know Paul is going to disagree with me here. I miss the Kinston Indians logos.
I do disagree with you. You're absolutely right.
I know.
You're 100% right. I disagree with you.
I miss it. I mean, obviously, I grew up an Indians fan, so like it was part of the history there. So, anyways, moving on.
Yeah,
I do have a Kinston Indians cap that I actually got. We had a short-lived New Era store here back in, I don't remember when it was, like 2010, 2011, and they happened to have it, so I just grabbed it.
There you go.
Dan Simon did some work for the Kinston Indians. I don't know if he did that logo particularly, but I know that he did some work for them.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for taking the time to listen, to watch this podcast. It is greatly appreciated. I am sorry that I'm interrupting the middle of your podcast, but it is for a very good reason. And the reason for that is because I wanted to let you know about a couple of shows that we have going on with the Data Chronicles. Every Tuesday and Thursdays from 8 p.m. until whenever we're done, it is the DHC Sports Show. We talked about all things sports on there, okay? So from baseball, basketball, we do some football, all of that, right? Join Eric Prophet, join Virgil Brooks, Patrick Larson, and Donnie Weiss, of course, myself, right? Every Tuesday and Thursday, we talk about that. All right. Number 2, it is a newer show that we have going on. It's called Break Even Sports, and that's where we talk about the things that are not in the popular world, right? For FCS football, right? And NCAA football, the lower divisions, FCS, Division 2 and 3. We talk about some soccer. That's right. We do talk about soccer. And then we also talk about Formula 1. I love Formula 1 and Indy race. So there you go. We get that. And then a brand new show that I wanted to tell you. It is regarding Monday mornings. And this is a very specific, very niche show. Okay. It is, it's called Breakfast Takes, in which, myself and Donnie Weiss, we talk about all the sports going on in North and South Carolina, in the Carolina. So it's called Breakfast Takes, okay? So just wanted to let you know that there's these 3 shows. They're all live. You can also catch it on my YouTube channel, as well as Instagram and wherever you get your podcasts. So thank you for listening. And now, back to the episode. I like that. That's pretty cool.
I guess.
That dude. I guess whatever. All right, moving on. So the team decided that they are the team that was there until 2025 moved to now what is the Wilson Warbirds. I agree with you, Paul. The team name, the logo it leaves a lot to be desired. How's that?
It's just such a shame too when like they could have stayed the Mudcats, right? Like they're still in Carolina.
Correct.
You know,
they're the city of Kinston, who paid for the ballpark, from what I read, wanted the signifier Kinston used.
Wilson.
Well, sorry, Wilson. Wrong way.
Okay.
Yeah, they wanted Wilson to be in the team name.
Okay.
Since they coughed up the money to build the ballpark.
The Wilson Mudcats. I don't know. Wilson Mudcats. I mean, I know. They want to rebrand. Rebrands are hit or miss.
I'm with it, but
I know that there are some people who like this rebrand for reasons that are not related to graphic design. I can tell you that. But it is, it's not a good logo, and it's a shame to lose a classic identity like this Mudcats one, right? Like this Mudcats one was really distinctive. It was an important logo in the history of minor league baseball. I mean, as Kelly was just explaining, right? Like this was a logo that helped establish minor league baseball brands as viable independent things rather than being, just little permutations of parent clubs.
Yep.
So it's an important logo historically. It was a great logo. It wasn't just nostalgia that people are holding on to, right? Like it was a really genuinely fun logo for a minor league team. I love that we got there, shortly before the demise of that. That.
And in all honesty, I think that was the reason why we went to that game. Was the only reason, because obviously.
Yeah. We were all under the impression that 2024 was the last year.
Was the last year.
You guys went and played catch after the game. That they're like, oh no, we got another year here. Like, oh
yeah.
I'm like, thanks for letting us know.
Kind of like we all thought 2026 was going to be the last year of the Syracuse Mets, and it turns out there's one more year of Syracuse Mets coming.
Yeah, that's thanks copyright law.
Whoopsie daisy.
Wilson Warbirds though, terrible.
I don't like it. The logo, they're trying to be like this, like nostalgic, like vintage logo, and it doesn't work.
Right.
I will say, I don't like the name. I don't like the logo, but I don't mind what they have on the cap, the bird, just the bird.
No.
That I don't mind. It's like I definitely have no problem eventually adding that to my collection, but everything else about it is just.
We did see, so during the DHC Sports Show, we went on their website, and then there was like one more hat, which was the W on it.
Yeah, that actually looks pretty good too.
Yeah, that I don't mind that one, but other than that, like the uniform is not good. You look like it's a Christmas, Santa pajama. And so again, and Paul, you do this for a living, right? With the whole graphic design and logos. It's such a drop from like the logo that the Mudcats was to what this is now. And it's sad.
Yeah. I mean, that's for me, there's just to see, and I generally am fairly positive about logos, right? Like I am not someone who just like is going to automatically game say like any change is bad change.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But if you're going to replace a classic logo, you better do a good job of it. And this is, they were trying to do sort of like three different things with this, and they were trying to make it sort of like stoic and patriotic, and also still sort of like a little bit wacky with the alliteration and everything. And it's just, they're trying to make this eagle look kind of badass, and they've got him as like a character standing like a human figure with like a bird head. It's not just an anthropomorphic eagle. It's like a half human, half bird character standing there with his hand in his pocket. And it's like, so And then typographically, I mean, it's just not that a professional designer should know how to do typography. And the way they have Wilson set up on a curve,
You let them know.
it just, I don't know how to let them know. Like, because I'm like, if I were to meet this designer and they were like, oh yeah, we did a minor league baseball logo, I'd be like, what's your favorite movie? Like, let's talk about something else. Like, I just wouldn't even know.
The thing that still sticks in my mind when it came out, Paul, of you saying, wow, I really hope I don't know the person behind this.
Right. Yeah, right. Because that was before, and that was sort of my immediate reaction to it. And then that reaction just kept getting reinforced. And, as we all have, we've gotten to know, folks in this industry. And I just thought, like, if this is, obviously Dan Simon is a good friend of mine. I'm like, if this is Dan, I'm not going to know how to talk to him about it. If this is, if
it's some of the designers that we know, right, we're going to be like, bro, I'm sorry, man.
They can't all be winners, I guess, right? Like,
no. So what I would ask would like, okay, was this like, did you have any pushback? Like, or was it the team that was dead set on this? Because I can excuse you at that point and saying, no, this was like the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there are logos that exist out there. By the way, the top of his head, like the leather hat, the top of his head looks like a butt. I'm sorry.
I'm on their website right now. Yeah, that's
the top of the bird head looks like a butt on top of his head. But I mean, so we had this conversation after the Modesto Roadsters came out, right? Like the designer who created the Roadsters logo basically just said, like, oh yeah, there's 1,000 elements to this primary logo because Dave Heller, the owner of the team, kept saying, like, how about this and how about this? And so, part of a designer's job is to educate the client and be like, look, dude, we can use those elements in different ways, maybe as alternate logos and that sort of thing, but you can't have 25 elements in one logo. Correct. And call it a logo. Then it's an illustration, a cool illustration, but not a logo. And so, so a designer's job is to educate on that sort of thing. And so the styles may end up being different, right? Like, but there are still some basic rules of logo design that, are going to lead you to a specific place, right? Like, in this, and so this Mudcats, the Warbirds logo just has so many elements of it that are poorly designed, and it's frustrating because, like, if it were a brand new team and they're just like, hey, we're a brand new team and we have this crappy logo, it'd be like, well, okay, brand new team with a crappy logo. But to replace
an iconic logo, yeah,
right?
That's the problem.
We didn't mean to bring you that filet mignon. Here's this Big Mac.
I mean, don't be hating on a Big Mac, though, bro.
I know. I want a Big Mac right now. I'm very hungry right now. I should point out I'm very hungry.
I cannot wait for this episode to drop tomorrow morning.
And I'm sure defenders of it would say, like, oh, you're going to hate anything. And chances are, yeah, probably, because you're replacing something so iconic. But you're like saying, like you said, if you're going to replace such an iconic, it needs to be like,
yeah.
Perfect.
You need to hit on all points, like when it comes to that, and you didn't.
It can be done. I mean, look at like when the Kannapolis Intimidators were basically forced out of being the Intimidators because of the change of ownership of that team.
Correct.
And Dale Earnhardt's estate, wanted basically they didn't have full ownership over their brand, and so they were forced into a situation where they had to change. And they did the Kannapolis Cannonballers, who were awesome, right?
I love the logo. 100%, yeah.
And it was like one of those things where, like, okay, you replaced a classic with an instant classic, and so
we dropped a mint when we were in their team store 2 years ago.
I believe it. I believe it.
So did I. I got like 5 or 6 other hats, and I'm planning on buying another one because I still haven't bought the Q's logo one. So
the
curly Q's.
Yep,
I got that one.
Yeah.
See.
So question. So if your options, Wilson Warbirds or Wilson Brewers, where would you go?
Like if I'm in the team store and I have to buy something, or what would I prefer for that team?
Gun to your head, you got to buy something. I say pull the trigger. No. As a team, like this is the design you have.
Yeah.
But if there was an option, like we could have gone with we would have gone with the Wilson Brewers and gone with the Brewers look.
Right.
Which would you say you would prefer?
This is this. I see what you're trying to do here to me, Kelly.
I appreciate you doing this, Kelly.
This is Kelly's choice right here. I'd go with the Warbirds. I mean, I would over a parent club.
But you would probably pick like the W, which is like, it's like as nondescript as it is. It's like it's just a W, and then be done with it.
Or just like the bird butthead, right? Like I could have a bird butthead on a t-shirt there. So that's I could do that.
A bird that just pooped on your hat.
Pooped out of the top of his head, apparently, because that's where his human butt is located.
It's going to be thinking of it now as the bird butthead.
Oh well, yeah.
Or look at it.
Would you have rather been the scramble dogs?
Or the scrambled dogs? 100% the scrambled dogs. But that's from Columbus, Georgia. That's not.
But you know how good that name would be right now. Anywhere.
Right.
Good name for a
yeah. And you could have like an actual dog, like looking all confused, right? Like
I think someone needs to contact the Columbus Clingstones about.
Let's get one Dan Simon on the horn since he designed the Clingstones logo.
And then be like, you know what, guys? I have this idea. Why don't we do an alternate identity? A what if?
Yeah, I want some scrambled dogs.
I just want some scrambled eggs. Oh wait, I had scrambled eggs this morning.
Yeah, me too.
I made enchiladas, and I had an enchilada for breakfast this morning. They were leftover enchiladas that I had for breakfast. I make a mean enchilada, though. Let me just say that.
Okay. Yeah. We'll find out about that.
Yeah, huh? We're gonna hang out.
Yeah, we are. Okay. So obviously, this episode, it really doesn't tell anything has to do with Zebulon and the moves and everything. And I think we killed the bird already. The bird's dead. Wilson Warbirds are dead. We've done enough on that. So let's
not to change the subject real quick before we move on. Do we know what's happening to the Tobbs? Are they sticking around, or
they are? So the Tobbs, because they were in Wilson,
right?
They are not going to be playing this year. Okay, they're taking a year off because they're moving to Smithfield.
Okay,
and they're going to be the Smithfield Tobbs.
Okay, so they're keeping the Tobbs name
because they are keeping the name.
That's a name. That name's been around for like
a long time.
So
yeah, and so that was one of the things that we were worried about. A lot of people that follow here the teams in North Carolina. It's like, okay, so where are they going to go? Because you can't have two teams. Obviously, the city decided that they're going to
way too small
put all their eggs on with the Wilson Warbirds, right? And the city and the town is too small to have two teams.
Right. Okay.
Now I'm thinking of Wilson Warbirds laying eggs.
You're welcome. So, but yeah, they will play, but they will play next year because they're going to be getting. I think they're getting a new stadium as well in Smithfield. Not to the level of Wilson, but
right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because
so I'm very excited.
I was concerned, and I made sure to order caps because I didn't have anything from them. So
I wish I did. I didn't. So, anyways, all right. So let's move on to now the team that moved into where the Zebulon, right, where the Mudcats RIP used to be, right? And so this
Five County Stadium.
Okay, thank you, sir.
That's just like, hey, we were all there. It's Five County Stadium. It was home to the Mudcats. Now it's home to our Devil Dogz with a Z.
See, I knew you. I was waiting. I was waiting for you to say that. You no longer have your.
But they're Australian, so should it be Devil Dogz with a Z?
Hey. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this team.
Yeah.
Mr. Paul Caputo, I'll give you the floor.
You know how I've been correcting you on things, and like I've been making it my goal to be like a total pedant.
Jerk.
On this.
Yes, absolutely.
Jerk. Sorry, jerk. Good correction. For many years, I have been telling people that the connection between Colorado and Zebulon, North Carolina, is that in Colorado, I almost made Ed spit. I haven't even gotten to the punchline yet. In Colorado, we have Pikes Peak, which is not the tallest mountain in Colorado, but it sort of stands alone down there by Colorado Springs. And, it's a very striking mountain, and it's home to a lot of visitors who like to climb it. You can even drive to the top of it. It's one of our 14,000-foot mountains out here in Colorado, named for Zebulon Pike. And for many years, I have been telling people that Zebulon, North Carolina, is named for Zebulon Pike, the explorer who explored on behalf of the Western colonizers here in North America. He extended well beyond the Mississippi and made it out to southern Colorado. And Pike's Peak was named for Zebulon Pike. Zebulon, North Carolina, not named for Zebulon Pike. I have been telling people all these years that they were named for the same person. Zebulon, North Carolina, named for Zebulon Baird Vance, a North Carolina politician from the 1800s. So my apologies to everyone who I have told that to. I hope that you are all listening right now to this podcast.
Such a liar. But you know what, though?
What's that?
The story sounds better when you say, like, oh, there's this connection between,
right.
Colorado and North Carolina.
Right.
Now and it's just like,
it's two different Zebulons. Right.
I wonder if the adult bookstore that was near where I lived, that was named Zebulon, if that was named after the explorer.
Or the politician.
Politician, right. Now the connection between Colorado and North Carolina is, of course, Curve Brim
Z.
Yeah, also the Z. Yes, that's true. So this team, I love the premise for this team, Ed. I loved part one of this this series you have exploring this new team in your hometown, in a ballpark where we have visited. This Devil Dogz logo is a lot of fun, and it was created. And Ed, you were my man on the inside for this. For the article I wrote for sportslogos.net, I asked you to track down the name of it because I know that you have connection to the team.
Yep.
The teams, I wish they would do a better job of like putting out press releases and crediting designers of these logos, because they make it such a freaking project to figure out who designed them.
Correct.
You tracked down for us, Ed, that this logo was created by Brian Begley, who I know has been on the Baseball by Design podcast, because he was responsible for the Crystal Coast Booty Divers.
Such a good one. I love I love the whole booty.
Double, triple, quadruple entendres in that logo and that identity. Super fun guy, super fun to talk to about that brand. And so I may have to get him back on to do another episode with him with this logo. Totally fun one. It has a couple of different meanings. Obviously, we've already mentioned that this team is going to be largely, if not entirely, Australian baseball players.
All Australian baseball players and their head coach.
We have the Fort Collins Foxes out here in Fort Collins, Colorado, and that's a collegiate summer level team in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League, although maybe they're changing. Kelly and I were texting about this. There's a little sort of shifting around out here with these teams. But
you don't say.
They have always had a couple of Australian players on their team. And I've always thought, like, oh, that's interesting. There's like college baseball is big enough in Australia that we have college baseball players, from Australia here in the United States. And not only do we have enough of them to field like a smattering of them, but we have enough to make a whole team here in the Coastal Plain without an S League. The Zebulon Devil Dogz. It's a fun brand that it's based on because it's Australian players. There's a double entendre to this name.
Correct.
There is the Devil Dogz themselves are Australia's little scavengers, the Tasmanian devil. When they turn 2, they have a stronger bite than like a crocodile or something. I learned some like amazing stat and I've forgotten what it is, but they have a stronger jaw clamp down bite than like a crocodile does when they turn 2 years old. And I saw a bunch of this was at a zoo in Tasmania in Australia. They had Tasmanian devils there, and they gave them basically like a rack of kangaroo ribs, and they just like friggin' devoured it, just like tore it apart. And they're like, there's been this terrible disease affecting them for many years that they're working on trying to fix. It's like basically like a nose fungus, and it's really damaged their populations. And one of the ways you can tell that the populations are down is that there's like roadkill in Tasmania, because the Tasmanian devils, like the moment an animal would get killed, they would just like tear it apart and there wouldn't be a sign of it. And so now you see that there's roadkill on the roads in Tasmania. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. I do have, by the way, an adorable picture of my then 3-year-old daughter petting a little baby Tasmanian devil, and that was before they get dangerous. So it's like one of my all-time favorite photos.
Okay.
Anyway, Tasmanian devils, they're wild. Our image of them is obviously the cartoon that we all grew up with. This logo is another sort of fun permutation of them. He's got his little devil horns. He's red. That is obviously not a color associated with Tasmanian devils, the animals. But he's wearing jeans. And why is he wearing jeans? Well, in Zebulon, North Carolina, named for the politician, not the explorer, there is a blue jeans manufacturer, longtime blue jeans manufacturer called Devil Dog Dungarees, and the old Triple D, Devil Dog Dungarees. So Devil Dogz with a Z or a Z, that's a reference to the animal. The Z at the end of it is a reference to, of course, the Z at the beginning of Zebulon. And then, of course, the dungarees. That explains why this mascot character is wearing some blue jeans out there on the baseball field. He's got his tail has a little, it's like a little devil tail. That's not what Tasmanian devils' tails look like. He's got a little devil tail with the spike on the end, I guess. I don't know what you would call that thing on the end of it there. In the shape of course, the letter Z. And then they have a great cap logo that is just that swoopy tail in the shape of the Z there with the spikiness at the end.
I cannot wait for the rest of the merchandise to drop.
I know, right? Yeah. And we may have to get back there, Ed. When I live on the East Coast, I may just have to drive down there, and we'll go see a Zebulon Devil Dogz with a Z game. It's going to be great.
I'm going to be there already, so let's go.
Well, yeah, we might as well just go together, right? So,
right.
Lots of fun little tidbits here. I do like the devil horns coming through the blue baseball cap. I like that the devil dog is himself kind of menacing looking, but also he's a little bit cute, right? Like he's a little bit cute, and he's
so fluffy.
He's throwing a baseball, right? Like, and he's not contour like a lot of logos that show mascots in baseball poses have them like contorted into like the worst non-baseball positions. You don't ever want to find yourself with your left foot forward while you're throwing with with your hand still back behind your head and your glove in front of your face. But it's
that's one thing I noticed. And then do you notice that there's two Z's in the
He's got one on his jersey and one as his tail, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Which makes me
bothers me.
Is he asleep? Is it like zzz?
I don't understand. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's a great logo.
It's a fun logo. It's it feels like it was designed by a talented designer, but it's not. It's distinctive, right? Like it has its own style. Because Brian Begley has not done a ton of work in minor league baseball, right? Like, so this is. No. I think it's a fun sort of character-based logo without, being overly. It doesn't feel overdone, right? Like it still feels sort of distinct to me, right? Like, and so I like it, and the sort of combination of the animal and the blue jeans and the sort of the devil aspects of it, it's I think it's fun. I think it's really well done. Not too many like little Easter eggs or anything, but I think it's good. I like it.
No, I don't hate it at all. Like I said, we did see some renderings right from the uniforms, and we saw some of the hats that they were going to be bringing out, and I'm just waiting for another hat to drop.
Yeah,
me personally, I'm okay with the Z. I wouldn't buy the hat with the letter on it. I prefer to have like the character itself.
Yeah, there are more fun logos. Is that going to be true for you of most teams? Like, is there a team where you can think of like there's a character, but I'm going to buy this text-based one instead?
No.
Yeah.
It's Wilson.
Yeah, right. I'll get the W, right? The only I remember buying a text-based logo on a cap because it was a classic logo that I wanted, the interlocking STP from the St. Paul Saints when we were there.
I have that one.
The first Curve Brim Media meetup.
That is correct. I have that one.
Hat. Yeah, it's a good hat. It's a good hat.
I assume the Z will probably be the road cap, and then the character head hopefully will be the home hat.
Correct.
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm.
Again, we're going into the speculation world here. Like, or are they going to do the blue hat with a red brim on there? You know,
I mean, really, what we're doing is just making our pitch to be hired as consultants by this team. Because honestly,
if you listen to the DAC Sports Show, we have been pitching to minor league teams, Curve Brim Media as a CBM consulting.
I love it.
Okay, you know,
CBM consulting. I'm gonna need a job soon.
Yeah, there you go. So CBN Consulting, we will be doing, we will be ranking all of the teams. We will be telling you, hey, this works, this doesn't work, and here's some suggestions. What do you think about that?
When we have those meetings and we bring in CBM Consulting as a team, is Eric going to talk more in those meetings than he does on the show?
Probably not. He'll just give you the look. That's Eric.
Okay.
And for those of you that we keep saying Eric of the Earned Fun Average podcast, you guys follow him, Eric Prophet. He's a really nice guy, but he's not talkative at all, and he knows it too. He does.
Except on that podcast, he's like the lead guy on the podcast.
He is the lead guy, correct?
He takes over on the podcast. Yeah,
chatty.
Yeah,
a little chatty Cathy over there, and then all of a sudden, on the show, he's like, whatever. So I'm giving him that. Already told him. So there you go. Anyway. Okay. Is there anything else that we haven't touched on the town, on the logo, on the name itself? I am very excited. Will you guys try kangaroo meat?
Not only will I have tried kangaroo meat.
Ooh.
I have eaten kangaroo meat in Australia. They're very proud in Australia of the fact that they told, and I don't know if this is true. I haven't fact checked this, but they told me that theirs is the only country in the world where they eat their national animal. So I was at a conference. Okay. I was at a conference in Australia in 2010, and we went to this little event, this little a pre-conference event. And they were walking around the servers were walking around with these little tiny slider style sandwiches, and they were like, kangaroo meat, kangaroo meat, kangaroo meat. And my daughter, who was 3 at the time, well, both of them were there, 3 and 6, but Maya, the animal lover, who was 3 at the time, chowed down on it. And we told her years later, we thought it was going to be this massive, big emotional event when she learned that she had eaten kangaroo meat, and she was just like, I remember it was kind of dry.
So, do tell, how was kangaroo meat?
It was, so this was ground kangaroo meat, and it was in patties, and it was nondescript. It was a little bit dry, and the Australians are not really known for their culinary abilities, I wouldn't say. It's no one's we're going out for Australian food.
True.
So yeah, so it was a little, I would, in the form that I had it, it was a little sort of overcooked. It wasn't really seasoned in any way. And so I remember eating it and being sort of underwhelmed by that as an experience.
We should send them some Puerto Rican adobo so that way they can learn how to season their meat.
Put some sauces on it, right?
Do some, bro.
Yeah.
I'm pescatarian, so I would not eat it, but I don't know if Christina has, but we will actually be going to Australia in 2028 for the eclipse. So if she hasn't had it yet, she will definitely have it then.
Yeah. In Australia, the eclipse goes the other direction. That's the other thing about this team, Zebulon, being Australian players. They're going to hit the ball and run to third base.
Well, did you listen to part 2?
Of course, I've listened to every episode that you have.
I appreciate you, man. It's called Aussie ball. So
Aussie
maybe
ball.
we'll get that
Aussie rules.
Aussie rules roll. Yeah, exactly. So there you go.
I do have to say when we were in New Zealand, we were supposed to go to Australia and New Zealand, but because of the wildfires in 2020, we dropped Australia and just went to New Zealand, which I got to say, if you haven't been, incredible, definitely go.
Very cool.
But I have to say, because of all the efficient toilets, there wasn't much going the opposite direction. It was set.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I did think your line from that episode, Ed, was very funny, where when they were just like, they were talking about Aussie rules baseball, and they were just like, which is basically just baseball. I was like, oh, I'm about to learn something here. Like, what does that mean?
Nope, just baseball.
No, it's just baseball.
It was a fun. It was Caleb. He gave us a lot of information.
Yeah.
When I did have him on the podcast, so that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. He was very good.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do at the ballpark. It's like what they say was like a 3-year project that
$10 million
be all done. Yeah, so it's like it. I mean, I don't like to talk bad about ballparks. I mean, it was definitely outdated. It was a product of its time. It was built in the early 90s where, they didn't think about this stuff.
Yeah. And I let him know. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, I mean, it's not a good, ballpark.
He didn't build it. I mean, and
he admitted it himself. Like, there's a lot of things that we got to do.
Yeah. And so, it needs to be fixed up. And we all know why they're not going to do day games, because they can't. But I really do want to go back in once they're done with all the renovations and see exactly what it looks like, because I think it's going to be much, much better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It reminded me quite a bit, actually, of the Diamond in Richmond, which is now defunct. Although it sounds like the new ballpark may not exactly be ready for the new season. So there's, I know. Like, this drama about a ballpark in Richmond has just been dragging on and on and on and on and on. But that ballpark, Five County Stadium in Zebulon, reminded me a lot of the Diamond in Richmond. I was braced for much worse than it actually was. Like, I thought it was going to be like actively bad, like, with all due respect to our friend Anna DiTomaso, like the Trop, and even before it was damaged, right? Like, it's just a terrible viewing experience for a baseball game.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be that. I thought it was just going to be like an actively bad viewing experience, except for that it was hot, and it was a lot of concrete
jungle, baby.
Yeah, and the concourse wasn't open, right? Like, that's always a thing. Like, these older stadiums, you can't see the ball game when you're in line for concessions or whatever. Yeah. Those were all things I was sort of expecting, but there was nothing in my mind that made it sort of like a not enjoyable experience. Like, there was nothing in the ballpark where it just wasn't actively impressive, but it was otherwise like it was kind of meat and potatoes, right? Like, it was pretty, you were there, like we were, to check the stadium off our list, and B, to catch a baseball game. You weren't there for the betweening activities and like all the things you can do.
There was none.
Yeah, and the Ferris wheel out beyond the home, out beyond center field wall, or the view of the river, or there was none of that, right? Like, there wasn't.
Or the fact that the mascot was just like sprawled out in like 2 rows of right on the bottom, right? When we were all hanging out, we're like, bro, like,
put your head back on.
So that was interesting. Poor guy. Both the mascots, both of them. Right, because they had like the male female version of it, and they were like, "Nah, we give up."
Yeah.
And so, anyways, anywho, So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. There's a lot of work that is being done. For example, like that's the one thing I'm talking about, right on the third base side. Those bleachers are gone. That's it. They're removing those. They're putting a kids park, there. Which is a little playground, which is actually, as a dad, I'm all for that.
Sure.
Because they can be playing while we are just watching the game, and so kudos to them on that. They were saying that there are developing around them, which That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
The
because there was
parking,
nothing around them, right? Like there was no like let's go to the brew pub and grab a beer before the game, right? Like
There's
right,
a food distribution company across the street. That was like it.
like a
which is
warehouse.
the one that they're working with for all the food items for their
Yeah.
ballpark.
You know what I
Shortest
did like?
distance.
The catfish sandwich. Again, talk about a nation eating its national animal. The catfish sandwich at the Mudcats game was tasty. Kelly, did you have that? You're as a pescatarian. That's within the realm.
I'm not. I don't really like catfish.
Oh, okay.
So no, I did not.
Okay.
I don't remember what I had. But
I
no,
didn't have much. I'll say that.
Yeah.
You could have had a hot dog. There's no meat in that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't be hating on hot dogs. Don't be hating on the hot dogs, bro.
I love hot dogs.
So do
Ranger
I.
Amy gets hot dogs for her. She does dog walking, and she always has hot dogs in the fridge. And she's like, "Don't eat the hot dogs because I'm bringing them for like as treats. I cut them up and bring them as treats for the dogs." And I'm like, "Hell with that!" I was like, "There's hot dogs in the fridge. I am having a hot dog." So it's like I have to fight the dogs for the hot dogs.
Yeah, no, bro. If there are hot dogs in my house, I'm eating hot dogs. That's
Eating the hot dogs, exactly.
Yeah, that's not. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. Hell no. So, again, but they're doing some renovations, so I'm glad that they are actually just taking on and they're renovating the concession stands, which by the way they look like it was from 1990s, like it hasn't changed at all. So we'll see. I'm optimistic about the changes that they're going to be making to the ballpark. So
yeah,
there's that.
Yeah.
Anyways, anything else, guys? Because man, I've been having a whole bunch of fun with the two of you, especially with Paul correcting me. It was so much fun.
And we get to hang out for 5 days in Puerto Rico. You got 5 days.
Wait.
Ooh, but you can correct me on my Spanish.
Oh yeah.
Just you wait. Oh, just you wait. You pronounced it wrong, white man.
I did not see you mentioned it, but I did not see the messages from Paul on the side here because that's where my notes were on the history. And so when I closed it, I'm like, oh, that's what he's talking about.
Yeah. It's 1970. And not only that, guys, a little bit of background on this. He literally said 1970 to 1988 is 19 years.
That's what I said.
Thanks, Dad.
Because you said 1970 to 1988, 18 years. And I'm like, only if 1970 was year 0 and not year 1.
Anyways,
my mic
guys,
on?
so there
Am I
it
still on, guys?
Is this on? All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for doing this. These two folks will be on next when we talk about another team. Actually, we're the next episode after this. You know what it is going to be? The US PBL.
Oh, we're going to talk about some mammoths and some unicorns.
That's right.
Some beavers.
Some beavers, yeah. Which I have their hat right here, the beavers one.
Yep, that's a pretty funny hat.
Yeah,
I like it a lot. So
I'm looking at all 8 I've got from them over here.
Do you have all their new era ones?
No, I got these back in 2022.
Well, if you want to get the new era ones, maybe you should use code CBM25. You get 25% off. That's right.
That code is 1 year old.
CBM25 for 25% off, Paul. Jeez.
Yeah, and how long has that code been available?
Since we talked a couple of weeks ago with Abby.
Okay.
Merchandise manager. What up, son?
She sent you hats. I'm gonna have her on the podcast just so I can get hats. I need one of those unicorn hats.
The unicorn is I love that logo. It's great. It's amazing. So as Kelly is looking at it right now, or should I say Eric?
if I'd known, Paul, I could have given you. I had an extra unicorns cap. I could have given you, but
it probably wasn't a dad hat, though, was it?
It was not.
It was not a dad hat.
No,
it ended up going to Chris Storm.
Okay.
Oh,
no, I
mean, went to a good place.
Yeah,
I'm going to see Chris Storm in Tulsa on a drive across the country in May.
Oh, that's right, because you are doing your cross all the way across, aren't you?
Got to bring my niece her car back from Colorado.
There you go. All right, guys, let's end this here. Where can people find all of your the stuff that you guys do? Let's social media stuff, YouTube stuff. How about you, Paul?
Well, I'm on Baseball by Design. You can find me on Threads and Instagram and Blue Sky and Facebook. It's the Baseball by Design podcast. But hey, this is going to be the brand new first ever public promotion of a new adventure that I'm involved with. This isn't going to be publicized until probably Tuesday or Wednesday of this
Monday, bro. I'm doing it on Monday. Relax.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Your episode is Monday, and we are not going to be promoting it until Tuesday or Wednesday. But there is a brand new sportslogos.net podcast, and I am a co-host along with Chris Creamer.
What?
Yeah. Find it on all of your podcast networks, and you can find it right now. The first episode's actually already up, and we just haven't promoted it to anyone. So it has, I think at this moment it has 5 downloads because we haven't told anyone that it's there. So sportslogos.net, search it in all of your podcast platforms.
That's crazy.
Wow, did I get gonged? Was I talking too long?
Yeah, I was like, shut up already, will you?
Didn't realize you were on the Gong Show. Okay.
Yeah. I like how Ed trailed off while he was looking for his audio file.
I know.
Like, how do I do this?
So where the hell is it? I lost it. No, honestly though, I'm very excited to listen to it. I have it on my queue when I go to the gym, so it's queued up. I'm very excited just because I know you are a perfectionist when it comes to your podcast. So I know it's going to be great. It's going to be great. So very excited for you, my friend.
And then the other place people can find me is in freaking Puerto Rico later this week with Ed.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to be hanging out in Puerto Rico, World Baseball Classic. Everybody's asking us, of course, you're going to go see Puerto Rico? I'm like, bro, shut up.
We're gonna do the bioluminescent bay. We're gonna do El Yunque.
That's right.
We're gonna get out there. We're going for a run on the beach. I assume we got some running in us.
I will most certainly try my hardest.
There you go. I'm bringing my running stuff.
Okay.
And
we're playing catch on the beach, so that's for sure.
We're bringing some baseball gloves so we can throw a ball around. It's gonna be great.
I cannot wait for Paul to do the wave at the game. It's gonna be amazing.
Look, I'm bringing my drums and I'm bringing my costumes. I am gonna be.
It's all different there, right? You know this already.
It's all different. And actually, I made a joke with Chris Creamer about how the fact that we're seeing the Canadians play the Panamanians, and I was just like, I can't wait to see all the drumming and the singing from the Canadians.
Oh, it's going to be exciting. So we couldn't get onto the Puerto Rico because they were sold out within minutes.
They were sold out, and on StubHub, it's like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, dude, I'm not doing that. There's no way in hell.
No.
We can. I'm sure I got family all over the island, so we can find somewhere we can go to a bar or something, and just have a good of a time watching that. So we're good.
Holy smokes. I'm so excited.
So, all right, Kelly, my friend, where can people find you?
Sorry, I was listening to the new sportslogos.net podcast.
Well, let me check my download numbers and see if they're up to 6 now.
You can follow me on basically all same social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads. We do podcasts and YouTube channel where we cover history of minor league baseball teams. The show is next season starts April 4th, but we did release 2 episodes in celebration of Black History Month about the integration of minor league baseball, or in the case of one team where the league tried to stop the integration. But yeah, you can follow that. You watch it episodes on YouTube or just any podcast platform. You can get the episodes and listen there.
Nice. Love it. Make sure you guys are following them. They're a great follow. Both of them are great podcasts. Actually, right now, I got yours. To be honest with you, Kelly, I got yours right now. Oh my. Literally, like it's the next one queued up.
Hot
and
Springs.
then sports logo, sportslogos.net. So there it is.
And then of course to that one already, let me just say. And I love it. I love the minor
who's
league
competing?
Nerds. I am a huge fan, by the way, of the My Favorite Memory episodes of minor league. Like I love all the podcasts that you guys do. But My Favorite Memory episodes are so much fun. And many of the folks who you featured on those have been people I knew. And so it was sort of like, okay, well, that's fun. And I'm getting to hear people I know. And I thought maybe I just liked them because felt like I was listening to friends. But then your most recent one was with your longtime friend from, many decades. And the stories that he was sharing, I didn't know him, and the stories that he was sharing were still like really engaging and fun for me. So it was. Turns out it's not just that I know the people; it's that it's a fun, engaging platform and a fun, engaging idea for a podcast.
It's funny that when you were on, you were the longest episode,
of course,
and then the episode right after you was Virgil, who beat you by like 5 minutes, and then my friend Sean went past both of you.
It's like the Olympic luge, like they just keep setting new records.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it over an hour and 6 minutes long or something like that?
Yeah, because that's where we are right now with this one.
Yeah, no, I can't. Long again. People are gonna love this. We should probably, Eric is probably
editing to do.
I know, right?
I know it's gonna be great. I'm not gonna do much editing. You believe it or not, I'm gonna keep it just like this, just so that people can see it and hear it. But there's one thing that Eric is gonna tell me. I'm just waiting. He's gonna send a text message. He's gonna be like, "So, are you guys gonna get back and doing the three of you gonna do Brockmire?" Just wait. I cannot wait for him to say that. Just wait. So, and then of course, guys, you can find me, DST. I am on Blue Sky, on Threads, Instagram, YouTube as well, and of course, the one that I'm on that these guys are not on, TikTok. There's that. That's right.
I've said it before and I'll say it again, Ed. You inspired me to get into the podcasting game, and you're the Dad Hat Chronicles. It's like the OG. It's the OG CBM podcast.
If it was was it Flat Brim Chronicles, I would have now followed you.
We wouldn't be friends if you were if you had been Flat Brim Chronicles. I would have been like, nerd.
What a loser.
Nerd hipster.
Guys, thank you for listening. Make sure you guys are, like I said, following each and every single one of us. The DAC Sports Show, it is Tuesday and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I also have 2 other shows. Yes, Paul, I do. I know.
I love it. I love all your shows. Breakfast
Takes on Monday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. All these times are Eastern Time, guys. And then, of course, later on that day at 8:30, we have Break Even Sports, where we talk about the sports that, they're not the major sports, like Major League Baseball or an NFL, like maybe some soccer, maybe a little soccer. Paul, I know you're excited for that. And some arena football. So there you go, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you guys in the next one. Y ya no hay más que hablar. Lo que fue bonito, pero lo que duele más es lo que no se ha escrito.
This podcast is part of the Curved Brim Media Network. Here are some of the other members of Curved Brim Media.
Hi, this is Kelly Robinson, the Minor League Nerd. My YouTube channel explores the history of minor league baseball teams. More than just stats, we delve into team lineage, sharing stories from current franchises to obscure one-year wonders.
I'm Paul Caputo, and on the Baseball by Design podcast, I talk to minor league baseball teams, designers, and other super interesting people about what these minor league baseball logos mean, and I talk a little bit about ice cream helmets.
What's up, Bucketheads? I'm Anna DiTomaso, and each week on the Baseball Bucket List podcast, I speak with a different fan about their favorite baseball memories, what the game means to them, and what's left to check off on their baseball bucket list.
Hey everyone, it's Eric from the great state of Kansas.
This is Johnny from the New Orleans Baby Cakes Memorial Museum.
And we are the Earn Fun Average podcast,
where we talk to a variety of guests about their love of baseball and have fun doing it.
America, lower your standards.
Average is what we do best.
This is Patrick
and Corey
of BaseballMapper.com, and we have made an interactive map to help highlight all baseball teams from the majors down to collegiate summer leagues.
We want to bring you closer to baseball, so get on the site and find a team near you today.
Hey guys, this is Patrick Larson from the Minor League Baseball Hat History Series, and in every episode I go through the history of minor league teams through my personal collection of hats. You can find me on Twitter at @PatLarson1. I hope you guys enjoy.
Learn more about Curved Brim Media at curvedbrimmedia.com.